cheerleaders, stay tuned for the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz.
And now, WFXR presents Hardee's Friday Night Blitz, powered by Hardee's and by Aquarius Pools and Outdoor Living.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jermaine Farrell, hoping your day is wonderful and blessed like butter. Let's get on a roll, baby. For week 5 of the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz, we have highlights from a dozen of games. We kick things off over at Vineyard Park, where Roanoke Catholic at 2-2 hosting St. Anne Bellsfield Saints out of Charlottesville with a 4-0 mark. Now, this is their first ever meeting between the teams. Both of Roanoke Catholic's wins have been in dominating fashion. Can you say 105-0? But the Celtics are in the middle of a 3-game homestand. The Celtics huddling up, getting words of inspiration from their head coach, Howard Tucker. And that inspiration worked in the first quarter. St. Anne Bellfield's quarterback, Hayden Morris, passes tipped in. Haterade, interception, LaRon Lipford, L squared. He's going to return it deep into Saints territory. But sometimes you take it and you give it back, as Roanoke Catholic quarterback Mason Williams, his pass coming up right here, it's going to be intercepted by Nafis Summers. It's still scoreless in the second quarter, a lot of fumbles and all that, but the Saints running back, that's Jonah Brent, JB, takes it in for the score. 6-0 St. Anne Bellsfield, a 2-point missed try, and the crew from Charlottesville, they win over Roanoke Catholic 27-0. Meanwhile, over at Spartan Field in Salem in a rematch of the VISAA Division II Finals, North Cross hosting Blue Ridge. Also homecoming for the Raiders, 49-0 Raiders. And how that happened? Well, how about Tristan Lang from the 40? He's going to air it out to DeMarcus Brown. What can he do for you? How about a catch in the zone? Touchdown, the Raiders up big, 55-0. But the defense was putting in work as well. How about Trace Pickard? He's going to do a little SWAT job, knocking that in the air, and that would force a turnover on downs. But the next possession, how about Jackson Keys? He's going to turn his way in, and he's going to get the call here. He's going to take it into the house with a short score. North Cross was up 61-0, and they get big-time revenge over Blue Ridge, 68-6. Let's go to the scoreboard. Nansemond Suffolk wins over Hargrave Military 47-12. Halifax County winning over Tunstall 27-6. Bassett with the win over Mecklenburg County 28-6. And Amherst County in overtime with the 24-20 win over Brookville. We stay in Salem. Salem State and Willis White Field Spartans look for their first win of the year, taking on the Blacksburg Bruins. They try to end that 2-game lose streak. Blacksburg with the first long drive. How about Sam Seth calls his own number, scrambles all the way through. The Bruins take a 7-0 lead. It was also homecoming over there at Salem. After a Bruins field goal, Salem starts to wake up. J-Mac, Jordan McCadden, a house call, courtesy of the run. The bigger the cuts, the bigger the rhyme. J-Mac got a reservation for 6 in the zone. That's going to be a touchdown, and it's 10-6 Bruins. Salem again, time running out in the half. How about Kasheed Arrington? And he's going to get the ball. He takes it in for that score. Salem gets their first win of the year. It was a close one, though, winning over Blacksburg 18-16. Back to the scoreboard. EC Glass ends a 3-game losing streak as they get the win over Liberty 47-6. Heritage, they're 3-1 with a 55-9 win over Rustburg. Allegheny stays perfect, 36-14 over Waynesboro. Stewart's Draft winning over Rockbridge tonight, 52-14. Coming up on the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz with all of your action, Miriam Chamberlain joins us in the studio. She has a pair of River Ridge District games, Patrick Green hosting Hidden Valley, and Blacks of Pulaski County taking on Cave Spring. Stick and stay, please.
Now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz, Band of the Week. And now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz is back.
All right, folks, we have an update on the Virginia-Florida State game. That is in overtime. Virginia has the ball. They trail by a field goal, so if they can get a touchdown, they should be good to go. And, in fact, that should happen pretty soon. And, of course, they just kicked the field goal, so we are tied. The game's still tied, so we got that. Anyway, we have a special treat, folks, if we could pull up the boxes. How about Miriam Chamberlain? She is in the house, and guess what? She had a look at a couple of River Ridge District games starting over at Patrick Henry High School.
All right, that's right, Jermaine and Patrick Henry at home for the second straight week taking on the Hidden Valley Titans. The Patriots lead the series 15-2. Last year, PH won at home over Hidden Valley, and the last time the Titans won over the Patriots was back in 2019 on August 30th, 42-35 at Bogle Stadium. Now, last week, PH did win at home over William Fleming, 14-2. Hidden Valley, on the other hand, lost at James River, 50-0. So far, Hidden Valley has lost 16 straight, and 24 of their last 25 games. Hidden Valley has been outscored this season 210-10, including a shutout the last two games. PH trying to go 5-0 for the first time since 2000. Plus, they've only given up 2 touchdowns this season. So the Gaynor Field we go after the Patriots beat EC Glass. Coach Fiddler got his 100th win and was honored at tonight's game. Congratulations, Coach. Off the rip, QB Jack Painter gets the offense rolling with an outside pass to Demarion Purdue. Patriots on the board early in the first. It's 7-0. Ball's back in the hands of Painter. This one set sails deep in the end zone. What spiral throw he had, and Cam Hairston in there for the touchdown. 14-0 PH now. Still in the first quarter, this play starting on the opposite side of the field for us, but Hairston reading the area and makes his way across, finds a lane.
He spotted you, Miriam.
With it, exactly.
He
right
spotted
to
you.
us. To the house he goes. Patriots touchdown. Let's go ahead and take a look at that final score. 55-0. PH now 5-0. Like I said, now for the first time since 2000.
Looking good, Miriam. They're looking good.
Yep. All right, over to Bogle Stadium we go. Cave Springs hosting Pulaski County at the half. Cave Springs leads 10-7. So let's start in the second. To open up second half scoring, Pulaski County second down. Maddox Thompson takes the handoff and scrambles 30 yards to the house.
Untouched.
He is untouched. Yes. Maddox Thompson again with the handoff. Makes this one man miss and is off for the races. His second score of the half.
I think he wants a visit from Ryan Moore for Player of the Week.
He probably will.
Like
Cave Springs finally joins in on the point party, but it's with Nico Giovanni, who boots it 48 yards to the field to get the game 20-13. That'll be a good from 50. And the final score, Cougars 26, Knights 13.
Well, I tell you one thing. You look at Cam Zoom-Taylor. He had a lot of yellow on, didn't he?
I
kind of bright out there.
I was like, I meant to say something to him, but I'm going to let him stay in his moment.
He got it. Player of the week, so you got to do all that. Well,
right.
Miriam, thank you for that. We'll see you in a couple seconds. You'll actually join me over here as we have scores. So let's pull up the scoreboard as we see that Patrick County and Carroll County, that game was scoreless in the first half during a lightning delay. Now the game will resume tomorrow at 6. Meanwhile, Appomattox wins over Dan River 62-14. Gretna, they are 4-1 on the year, 60-14 victors over William Campbell. And it was Floyd County. They are 4-0 on the season. They shut out Fort Chiswell 42-0. Well, Miriam, we have been asked all year to make an appearance up to Mitchell Junior Stadium up in Newcastle to check out Craig County Rockets.
Right.
And we here at Hardee's Friday Night Blitz, we are going to oblige the crew up in Newcastle.
All right.
Good stuff.
Let's have fun with it.
Well, you can continue. I mean, I'm letting you have some. You're in the studio. You got to give some.
All right, guys. Craig County is 3-0 for the first time since 2010. Trying to go 4-0 for the first time in school history as they have their toughest test on the season, hosting Twin Springs as they are 3-1 winners of their last games. The Rockets have outscored their opponents 160-8, including 2 shutouts, and this is the second of the 4 straight home games for the Rockets.
I'll take it now. So
okay, I'll hand it back to you.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you, kid.
Let's go.
Anyway, Mr. Big Old Fish George Nola getting the honor to cover this game. Now, Craig County comes up fired up, smashed through the banner. Number 2, Jerry Smith wasn't done with the smashing like Hulk style. He smashes through the Twin Springs defense on opening series, take the handoff. That boy gone 43 yards, almost there, but down to the 1. Then Carter Calfee finishes the job on the next play with the score. That gives the Rockets a 7-0 lead. Then Twin Springs responding with the scoring drive of their own, capped by a 14-yard TD dash by Brennan Weddle, tied at 7. Then fast forward now, just 15 seconds left in the first half, tied at 14. Tristan Dooley finds Caleb Kreger, C-square, 12-yard touchdown pass. Rockets went up at the half 21-14, and Craig County remains undefeated on the season as they get the 35-28 win over Twin Springs.
Alrighty, over in Reiner, there's a Montgomery County battle between the Auburn Eagles and the Eastern Montgomery Mustangs. The Eagles have won their last 3 games, while the Mustangs are still fighting to clutch their first step. Auburn got off to an early 7-0 lead, but Cameron Branch's passes is picked off by Eastern Montgomery's Kellen Stewart, brought down at the 35-yard line. Toward the end of the first quarter we go, Cameron Branch hands it off to Isaiah Hammond. He slips through, actually, Mustangs defense and finds his way to the end zone, making it 13-0 Eagles. Later on, Branch once again hands it to Isaiah Hammond. He's at the 30. Let's see if he makes it to the 20.
I think he is.
The 20, the 10, and all the way to the house.
There you go.
19-0 Auburn. Let's go ahead and get that final score on the board here. We're going to, near the end, Auburn gets a score, but the final score is actually Auburn 41, Eastern Montgomery 20.
Staying in the New River Valley to Lindenberg Field in Radford for Three Rivers District action. The Bobcats playing their first game in 3 weeks, hosting a James River team they've beaten 8 straight times. How about Brady Southern lobs it to Colton Garner Rollins? He extends the lead at the end of the half to 24-0. To the third quarter we go. First and goal, Sutherland going to the air to Trenton Carter, who will run it in the rest of the way. 31-0 Radford, and they get their 9th straight win over James River, 38-22. Let's go to the scores. Glenver, they're now 5-0 on the year with a 42-0 shutout over Martinsville. Grayson County, now they were leading Virginia High 14-6 with 7:40 in the second. The game was stopped due to weather, so they'll resume that game Monday at 6.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Atlantic Shores Christian wins at Smith Mountain Lake Christian 50-22. And Eastside wins over Blaine County. Sorry about that, my singing. 40-0. We're coming up on Hardee's Friday Night Blitz with your Week 5 action. We go to the Seminole District for a big matchup coming up there, as it is Jefferson Forest taking on LCA. More on the other side of Blitz.
And now, WFXR Sports presents Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week.
All right, good peeps. Game of the Week action takes us to Sabre Stadium in Forest for Seminole District action. Jefferson Forest are 4-0, hosting the defending Class 3 champs in the Liberty Christian Bulldogs. At LCA, they've won the last 4 meetings. Overall, in this series, it's been domination for them, but JF won back 7 years ago up at Williams Stadium. Now, JF, they have been on a mission. They've been dominating over the year. They have outscored their first 4 opponents 168-22. But LCA, guess what they've done? They've won their last 29 games against Commonwealth competition. Let's go out to Sabre Stadium for Game of the Week action. After running back the opening kickoff for a touchdown, how about LCA's Luke Gaither? He's going to hook up with Jordan Burns for a 58-yard touchdown to put LC up 15-6, 9 minutes left in the first. Next possession, JF would answer, though, as they would get a touchdown of their own, courtesy of Cam Fox. Crazy like a fox, 23 yards. Breaking in the clear. Makes it 15-12 LCA with 5:23 left in the first. And LCA's team captain, Jaden Cowart, he's going to run it in from 5 yards out to extend the Bulldogs' lead to 22-12 with 10:28 left in the first half after a scoreless third quarter. JF's Xander Coleman, he's going to be carried into the zone by a group of his teammates. It's almost like the tush push. Yep, yeah, he's going to make. He's going to make it. I promise. Yep, there he is. Tush push action there. 22-19 LCA with 10:08 left in the game, but LCA would milk the clock on the next possession. They escape with the road win, being held scoreless in the second half. LCA knocks JF from the ranks of the unbeatens as they win 22-19. Here's head coach Frank Rocco as he talks about the win.
We came into this saying that we've got to be just more physical than them. We got to control the line of scrimmage, and we've got to, control the game by controlling the line of scrimmage. And I think for the most part, that's what we did. We got a lot of things to clean up, but I mean, I love this team, and I think we got a chance to continue to be in the fight.
Now, LCA's 22-point score were as many as Jefferson Forest had given up in their first 4 games combined. LCA improves to 2-1 on the season, while JF, again, falls to 4-1. Let's go to the scoreboard. George Wythe nipping Rural Retreat 33-32. Giles, they're 4-1 on the season with a 43-13 win over Tazewell. Bath County, they're 3-1 with a 42-0 shutout win over Hancock, Maryland. And James Monroe, West Virginia, wins at Narrows 38-8. We're over to the Hole in Ridgeway, a key matchup in Region 3D. 4-0 Magna Vista hosting 3-1 Stand River Golden Eagles. This series is close. Stand River leads at 4-3, but these teams have had close matchups in the regular season and the playoffs. So let's go to the Hole. We have Warrior Faithfuls in the house tonight as they try to match their team and improve to 5-0 on the year. Pick things up in the second after a scoreless first quarter. Visitors strike first. Patrick Chewing with the quarterback sneak. A little more than a yard out. Refs call it a touchdown, I promise. And let's see the hands. Yeah, that's a touchdown. 7-0 Golden Eagles. But on the ensuing Magna Vista drive, quarterback Simeon Moore says, hey, I can do it as well. 9 yards out for the score. We're tied at 7. But Warriors, they came out and played. They're going to get the ball after the stop on defense. This time Moore through the air, 46 yards. That's the run and catch. That's racked for you youngins. Tay Scott, 14-7 Magna Vista. Final minute of the half, Warriors not done yet. Simeon Moore, one more time, a 6-yard touchdown that made it 21-7 Magna Vista. And the Warriors, they stay perfect on the season with a 28-13 win over Stanton Wither. We go further south to Danville for the second ever meeting between Lord Bottot, George Washington. This score was 3-2. Looked like a baseball score. George Washington up. Lord Bottot's going to go to the air. Hook up. How about Angel Rigney? He's going to hook up with Eric Irons, who goes through traffic and catches the ball. Through the rain and everything, LB goes up 8-3. Later, it's 8-6 Lord Bottot, George Washington. How about Alex Brandon? And there's nothing going to stop him. He is going to run 73 yards. That's a house call. George Washington goes up 12-8. It's now 20-16 George Washington up. Lord Bottot is looking for the handoff, but guess what? The ball pops out and into the air. How about George Washington's Dominic Neal Hairston? D to the N to the H. That is a defensive score. It was 27-16 George Washington. The Eagles, however, would give the Cavaliers their first loss on the season, 34-31. Our final set of highlights takes us to Alta Vista for a dogwood matchup between 2-2 Colonels and the 3-0 Nelson County Governors. Score 7-0 Alta Vista, and Demarius Tanner runs it up the middle for the Alta Vista score. It's 14-0, or it could be Demarius. 14-0 Alta Vista. Second quarter, though, that way he's a sophomore. Then Jacarion Davis breaks free in the clear. He runs up the sideline for the touchdown. Alta Vista up 21-0. More Alta Vista. They've had a tough schedule, and they are battle-tested. Jonez Lee, JL, up the middle. That's a touchdown. Alta Vista up 28-0. And the Colonels, they win over Nelson County 56-7. This is their 6th win in a row over the Governors. Go back to our final batch of scores. Luray wins at home over Perry McClure 38-8. Chilhowie, they're 4-1 with a 36-0 win over previously unbeaten Northwood. Galax and Northside, the game was canceled. The Maroon Tide were short on players. The Vikings are using this as their bye week. Next week, as a makeup game, they will host Rappahannock. That'll be next Friday at 6. And then tomorrow, Saturday at 2 o'clock, the Covenant visits Virginia Episcopal.
And now, WFXR presents Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Player of the Week.
Well, this week's athlete totaled 388 yards of offense, put up 5 touchdowns, had 2 pass breakups, 14 tackles, plus an interception on defense as well in his team's 42-24 win over Grayson County last Friday. And guess what? He's your player of the week.
Sam Phillips, quarterback safety, Floyd County High School. We struggled with him last year. We had a lot of seniors lost last year, and we had a bunch of sophomores and freshmen step up for this game, and we just brought our energy and we fought back every time they scored on us. And my line, they actually did really well against them with their stunts and middle backer blitzes. And I mean, it set up for the future and for us for passing, and it just helped me a lot. We call it the hitch and pitch, but he's been talking about hitch and pitch. We scored on it last year against him actually, and we had like 3 seconds in this game. And I was like, Coach, we could just try it maybe. He's like, all right, let's do it. And then we get out there, and literally their whole team is, they're shouting it. They're like, hook and ladder, watch the hook and ladder. And then we still execute it and get it in the end zone. So it's awesome. Yeah, Coach talked about me playing a little bit of middle backer, but I was like, I kind of feel like I could get a better view at safety, and I can see some of the receivers a little better. So he actually let me get to run that. And then our defense has definitely stepped up since last year too.
What does it mean to you when you put that Floyd County jersey on?
Oh, for me it means everything. I mean, I get to represent Floyd County itself. I get to represent my teammates and my coaches, and it's really exciting knowing that this stands for the little small town of Floyd. It's unbelievable that I'm actually here in this moment trying to be a leader throughout the years, and then I feel like knowing that this is my last year now at Floyd, that it's crazy I get to do this one last time.
And now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Aquarius Pools Splash Play of the Week, sponsored by Aquarius Pools and Outdoor Living.
Well, in honor of a rainy night down in Danville, this is a splashy play. How about Dominic Neal Harrison? Ball pops out from the LB run, and he goes the other way for the touchdown for the play of the night. And Miriam Chamberlain back in the house. You have an update on the Virginia-Florida State game. What you got?
Yes, the Hooves get the win in double overtime, guys. 46-38. Coach Elliott and his team. I mean, they stormed the field. Everybody stormed the field, not even just the student section. So
I think you stormed the field.
I would have stormed the field if I was there. I would have already been on the field, by the way.
That's
awesome. VIP access.
And don't forget, also Saturday, Virginia Tech will be on CW facing NC State tomorrow night. Well, that does it for this edition of Hardee's Friday Night Blitz. If you miss anything, we'll be on there momentarily on WXRTV.com. So thank you for watching. Jermaine Farrell, Ryan Moore, Miriam Chamberlain. Hope all your teams are winners. Have a wonderful, blessed night weekend, everybody.